What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 31 of Uncalled For, where every Monday night we get together to talk about random stuff and things. I don't know. Things and stuff and things. I don't know. What are we talking about tonight? Because I don't even really know.
I don't know yet.
I don't know.
You know what you're talking about.
I know what I'm talking about.
We know
what
what
we're talking about.
We have 50%. I put out on our Twitter. I was like, yeah, the topics are set. And then I get back from the bathroom because I tweeted that in the bathroom. And then these two don't have their topics yet. So, but every Monday night we get together here. We just talk about random stuff. Did you say liar?
I said you liar. That means you said they're set when you knew they weren't set.
Well, I thought that they were.
That's true.
I thought you guys.
How
had
would you
your
lie
topics.
to them?
Because it was like 10 minutes before we started. I thought you had it.
Does that excuse you to lie to them?
I didn't know I was lying.
Give it time, Terraria.
Does that mean it isn't a
It'll
lie
happen
just because you
soon.
didn't know it was a lie?
I'm dead inside. Does that count?
Same,
Dead
honestly. That's a
inside.
mood right there. Speaking of dead
I feel pretty good,
inside,
actually, no?
I bet Logan Paul's feeling dead inside after losing $3.5 million on fake Pokemon cards. You guys
Wow,
hear about that?
Great segue.
I think he doesn't care at all.
No, he does.
I think he's pretty mad about
I've
that.
actually
How much of this, like, I mean, it's definitely a mistake. It's $3.5 million, but
That's a lot of money.
publicity.
No, I think,
That's right up his alley.
yeah, I think there definitely is probably a good part of it that is that. But I think he generally does actually care about that money because it is a lot of
It's
money.
3.5
I mean, it's
But he also-
$3.5 million is a lot
He
to anybody.
he also really does like collecting Pokemon cards, and so
Now,
You know.
kind of. I don't know if he has the same feelings that real people who love Pokemon
no, and I
do.
don't think so. But he's
He's like,
definitely
oh, this is a big thing. He joined right at the era where Pokemon cards have like blown up as
Yeah.
everyone wants them because
Yeah.
it's a thing, because it's
Yeah.
popular and expensive.
yeah.
I guess I'm just thinking, like, you know, when he brought out that chain with that Charizard on it, the fact that could be a fake card and he's out $3.5 million, all these different
No,
things.
that one's
No, that one's real.
That one's real.
Oh, that one's real?
No, yeah. So the box
he
he,
bought
just
a-
bought. He just bought a
base
sealed
Base
booster
set, a
case.
sealed booster case.
Oh, I
Yeah,
heard
but
it
it
was
your
like
case
I
or
heard
just
that
a
was one
box?
of
I thought
them.
it was just a
No,
box.
no, it was a case.
Was it a case?
So
Damn.
that's the whole thing is like it's a case he bought from this like I think probably a couple weeks now he bought it, and he just got it and like he took pictures of it on his Instagram and whatever, and there's people like, oh, this is weird because like there's only a handful of booster cases out there for their base set,
Yeah.
and so people are already kind of suspicious like where did he get it from? Well, it turns out he got it from this guy who tried selling it I think a couple years back for like $70,000, which seems like a lot of money, but when
Not for a
one
sealed booster
one
case
of these
base set.
boxes goes for hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Well, now,
and
but
there's-
years ago when he
no,
tried.
it's literally like
Back
last
then,
year.
one of
too.
those
Oh, it was
went
last
like
year,
it was
okay.
during the hype of all of this. Like at the time, it was going for like one of these boxes alone was going for hundreds of thousands, and for the whole case of 6 to be only 70,000 was a little sketch. So nobody bought it, nobody tried to. Well, so I guess the guy tried reselling it, and he got Logan Paul to buy it.
For $3.5 million.
Yeah, for $3.5 million. And so these guys, so he got it. Apparently, Logan Paul got it authenticated from this like sports card company that said that it was real, and they checked it out, and then they sent it to him. And then he got the package, did the like Instagram stuff, and people were like, "This box doesn't look right," because all of the boxes we have so far of the base set booster cases, the labeling's a certain way, the tape for it's a certain way,
Yeah.
and all of that stuff is not accurate. Like there's extra
in the
letter.
wrong places.
Yeah, there's wrong places,
and
extra letters on the barcode, stuff
not
like
on
that.
the right angles and stuff. And
Yeah.
Mm.
And so he's going, I think he said this past weekend, he tweeted out that he's going to the actual place that authenticated it. Like he's flying them himself and they're going to, figure it out. And so
There you go.
we'll see. I think really the only way to find out is to open it and see what's inside it. But I don't know.
The
We'll
man
s-
should have
we'll
done
see.
a little bit more research, a little more due diligence
Yeah.
when spending that much money on something.
Oh, yeah. I mean, $3.5 million
Like-
is a lot.
Man's an idiot if that's the case.
Yeah.
So,
Which
what happens then if it ends up actually being fake?
He can sue the person who sold it, and he'll probably end up getting his money back. I'd imagine. They'll probably refund it from wherever he got it bought from or whatever. But he's definitely probably gonna end up getting that money back. with the kind of people he knows and how
Oh,
big
yeah.
he is, he'll get the legal teams out.
And here's the worst part too: is even if he doesn't get the money back, you know there's going to be a whole bunch of like 10-year-old kids that are going to be taking their mom's credit card. He'll just post those fake cards on eBay, or post them on his store or whatever, and they're gonna buy it. And be like, oh my gosh,
I
this
don't think
belonged
so.
this belonged to Logan Paul.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think he would?
No,
I think he's just douchey enough to do something like that. Sell fake
See,
cards and be
I
like,
don't
hey,
think
I
so.
owned these, so now they're worth
If
more.
he did, he would say, "Oh, these are fake cards."
Yeah, exactly. And everybody knows it'd be fake.
Well,
at the
yeah,
beginning.
I'm not
Wanna
saying
buy
he'd sell them
Logan
as
Paul's
real.
Fake cards, they can if they want.
I never said that he would sell them as real.
Just
I'm
like
saying he
buying
would
an
sell them.
autograph of something.
Yeah.
People can if they want, even if the person's a moron. But honestly, this comes to me. I'm thinking a little bit, and I go back to the publicity thing and things that Logan Paul has done.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is he really that idiotic to drop 3.5 million on something like that and not get it verified by the legitimate Pokemon people?
Mm-hmm.
When he's got to have done a little research and heard that this guy is sketchy.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Wonder
would
if
think
this
so.
is like all on purpose.
You would think so. I don't know, it blows my mind that he was able just to drop 3.5 mil, and then the fact that it could be fake, I find kind of funny. I don't know. I'm kind of a jerk that way, but I don't like the guy. Everything he's done the last, like, what? How many years has he been famous?
I would probably at least 8 years.
8 years on
I
YouTube?
want to
Is
say
that?
at least. It's got.
I don't even know.
Because it was. I'm trying to think of when the Forest video was.
Because didn't he? Well, that was like 2017 or
So
something.
yeah, it was like probably 2 years or 2 or 3 years
7
before
years
that.
now, just now.
It's been 2 or 3 years
6 or
before that
7.
video came out because he was doing the vlogs for like at least a few years.
Yeah, because I remember he was hanging out with Roman like forever ago in Ohio, because that's where they're from as well. But I know they made it on vlogging first, right?
Yeah.
And I don't even know how they took off with that, honestly. Him and his brother, their personalities are so...
Jake Paul, I can't. I can kind of stand Logan nowadays. Jake Paul, I can't at all. He's so arrogant.
You just like him because of his name.
No, I really could care. I mean, it's a great name, but I could care less. Like Jake Paul is, he's the word. He's so arrogant. Like, he doesn't think he can do anything wrong.
Yeah.
And the way he just talks down to everybody. Like, every video I've seen of Jake Paul, I've never seen him just have a normal conversation with somebody. It's always talking down to them like he's better than them.
Did you see that Jake Paul, this is completely off topic, but did you see that he won, like, Boxer of the Year? According to Sports Illustrated, they gave him the Boxer of the Year award, and I'm like, he never even boxed a real boxer.
No.
Like, what did he even do? He did nothing. But he, no, that blew my mind. But anyways, going back to the Logan Paul thing, how many boxes were in that
There's
case?
6 boxes in a booster case.
Okay.
So
So he bought 6 booster boxes
booster box
of
base set.
First
I think
edition.
first edition.
back then. Was it still 36?
Yeah, I think so. It's
Has it always been 36 cards or
Probably.
packs in
I'm
a
not
booster
sure.
box?
I'm not 100% sure either.
But
I guess when it comes to the early stuff, I have no idea. The modern stuff I know.
yeah,
Fairly
I think
well,
it
but
is. I think it's the same.
I don't know much from the
It's
90s,
worth
I
more
guess.
since
But
it's a messed with full set that's in casing still.
Yeah.
And it's wrapping and barcode still on there and everything like that. It's always more expensive.
well,
Yeah.
with this unopened, like
Yeah,
if
we'll
it's
see.
if it's
that's
all fake,
the idea.
Yeah, if
That's
it's all
why
fake.
it would be worth more.
So
That's what I'm saying.
when that happens, then when he's getting authenticated, like, are they gonna? Who's authenticating it now?
So it's the same sports card company he.
But if they
used.
said it was real before, why go back to
Yeah,
them again?
Well, so he's flying them to them now and like trying to figure out like, okay, who authenticated this? How did you guys know? Basically, like to touch base with them like in person on what happened.
Other people alerted him to
Yeah.
inconsistencies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not
yeah,
that
it was
place.
it was actually like when he did the Twitter post and stuff, it was other people in the comments and like bigger Pokemon people who have been around the card scene for a while in Pokemon.
Terraria said it was the online community Poke Beach.
Yeah. They said, hey, like this doesn't look legit. And so that's when he's like, all right, I'm gonna go fly down to who authenticated it and we're gonna figure this out.
Well, see, that's the part that blows my mind is if they screwed up that badly once, and there's even Like, why go back to them? I guess
Well,
I would go to
I don't-
someone else.
I don't think he's necessarily going there to authenticate it again. I think it's more or less. Well, he
He's,
might be,
like,
but I think it's more or less
Looking
trying to
for
figure
evidence
out.
of
Yeah.
how it was messed up.
Yeah. And I think the biggest mistake he made was going to a sports card authenticator.
Yeah,
That's why it's fishy for me again.
Mhm.
Why would he go there? He knows better. Like,
Yeah.
you know, he's got
Well,
to know
especially
better.
'cause-
Someone on his team knows better.
He has
Like-
hookups with PSA because they have the whole Logan Paul set there. Like, he has people in
Why would
PSA.
he
He
go
could have
to
just
a-
gone to them.
Yeah.
A specific Pokemon card company, like, it's just fishy, man.
Yeah. It is kind of weird. I don't know. But it definitely, I don't think it's real. I mean, obviously, opening it up is the only way to tell, I think. But there's
Then you
there's
lose
too
value.
many inconsistencies on that, generic cardboard box to have anything.
Because for those of you guys wondering, if I can reach it from here, I don't know if I can. Nope, I can't reach it from here without getting up. I said there's like 4 booster boxes. I was just going to hold one up.
Yeah.
But there's 36 packs in a booster box. So if he has 6 of those, that's...
Well, see, the thing is,
That's a
though,
lot
they
of
don't
money
even-
for-
They don't even know if that's what's in it because a booster case comes in just a generic cardboard box, and it's like got just special tape on it and then like some labels and stuff. That's what people call it inconsistencies on. Like they don't even know if there's boxes in there. It could just be stuffed with just crap.
The fact that he hasn't even opened it that way yet.
Well, that it's worth
Well,
more than
it's worth-
booster cases for base set first edition
It's
are insane.
It's worth way more when it's like you haven't touched it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Just like you have that
to
stuff,
authenticate it, I'm just like...
up
Yeah.
there for the shelf, but
Yeah, so they don't even know. There could not even be any cards in there, for all they know.
I got a lot of boxes up there for the shelf.
But
I mean, he's gonna make bank off videos of opening it or figuring it out or whatever. Trying
Oh,
to figure
yeah.
out, like that's
mhm.
With
I think
how
it's all
much he
part of the
makes,
plan, man.
with
It's
how
all
much
part
he
of the
makes
plan.
off his YouTube videos, there's no way that he's not making $3.5 million back on all the videos he'll make with
Easy.
us.
He's making and he's making more, I think, on crypto stuff than he is. Because I've seen him on a lot of like Gary Vee videos and stuff. Because those pop in my feed, and I think he's like into that crypto punks and.
Oh, like the
Metaverse.
apes and all that.
Yeah.
Those are so stupid. The NFTs with the apes and all that.
Yeah, but they
Have you
make
seen those?
Bank, holy crap!
I forget what they're called exactly, but
They're,
there's something where if you own one, and they sell for like $300,000 to $600,000 a piece, but you get access. It's like a ticket to access to like special yachts and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like
It's
where
Yacht Monkey, I think it is.
it's something like that. I don't remember the exact name, but basically. You get a couple of these different NFTs. You get access to these big party yachts with different celebrities, and whoever else can just afford it. It's like an excuse to spend money to party.
Yeah.
Is all it is. And I'm like, that just doesn't make sense to me. I guess that one doesn't. I understand NFTs in a sense.
I still
I-
don't, but I also have not looked into them a ton. So
Well, the only
understand
reason
that
why-
completely, I just think it's dumb.
The only reason why I even looked into them is because when Rocks was still a thing, we had the NFT drop in July.
yeah,
So I had the whole set of NFTs there. But now I have no idea like what the NFT market's even like. I know it's going up.
Yeah, it's going crazy. I just don't understand it. Like,
I love all the memes about it though. When it's like people will post online, like I know YouTube Shorts, I've seen quite a few of, and it's like, oh, this is my
Screenshot.
NFT. Like I spent $10K on this, and then people in the comments are trolling them, and they make that NFT their profile picture. Like I just screenshotted this. Like look at my. Like you spent
Yeah.
10K, I got it in a screenshot. He's like, yeah, but I own that. It's like I don't.
yeah,
That
like,
part throws me off. But.
yeah, and I get the idea of NFTs, but like for the monkey one, I get because okay, well, like fine, you get like exclusive stuff with it. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's like
But,
a ticket.
What are the other? Like, I don't get the benefit to having the other ones. Like, you have this image.
It's like a
Just collection.
It's like a virtual Pokemon
I
card.
can have it.
Yeah, but like, what is?
more rare.
I don't get the appeal of that. Like,
It's
Why
the same
collect
thing as
anything?
Bitcoin.
yeah,
It's the same
I
thing. Yeah,
guess.
it's just we thought of this cool thing that happens. We put it in a digital world. It's just data. We're just, no one else has anything like that. So we're gonna assign obscene, value to it.
Yeah,
It's the same thing with cryptocurrency.
yeah,
it's basically physical Pokemon cards is the best way to describe it. And then
yeah.
Digital.
or digital Pokemon cards. My bad.
No,
And
I
then-
was on the trading card game, dude.
So
Those are all
now?
NFTs.
So can you sell like if you get like a base set Charizard? Could you just sell that as a base set Charizard?
I don't think they coded the
They
base
don't-
set
they don't have
Charizard
probably base
into
sets.
the trading card game
I'm
online.
just saying.
You can
hypothetically.
trade them and stuff, but you can't trade it for real money. You
Yeah.
can trade it for more packs.
What if like sometime in the future Nintendo's like, hey, let's make it so you can convert it into an NFT.
Oh
Let's sell
god,
them all and give me money.
I would too,
That'd be
honestly.
cool.
Yeah, the
Start
$3.5 million though for this,
Yeah, it's nuts.
I don't know, man. I
I'm
feel
gonna
like.
check his Twitter quick to see if there's any updates.
Do you
Have
follow him on
speed dial,
Twitter?
don't you?
No, I just look him up, but
He's a huge fan.
Mm.
He's a huge
Clearly.
fan of Logan Paul.
Yep.
Guys, can we just talk about Logan for a sec though, and just how
awesome. I am.
tattooed on his butt.
that does not surprise me one bit.
No, he doesn't.
Mm.
But
I-
he did. I think he did tweet SL earlier.
He's looking at it constantly. I'm telling you.
It's
Mhm.
true.
He's just looking at
Yep, all
himself in
the
the
time.
mirror.
I don't care
This
about
is
your
buddy.
stupid new drink.
You care about Logan Paul.
It's true.
That's another side note. He's made this drink company with KSI, and they're like partners on this now.
Yeah.
And it's so dumb. He's like, we've made this drink because this market hasn't been reached yet. I'm like, you literally made just a generic Gatorade drink. That market.
Okay, no, but the thing is that they don't have like aspartame. It's low sugar. It's like 2 grams of sugar instead of the 30 that Gatorade has, but it doesn't have like aspartame and stuff like that in it too, like the artificial sweeteners that are bad for you. So I understand that.
Someone
one.
else has looked into this.
Gotcha.
Well, that's because I just saw tweets that someone else put up about it today,
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. So
and they were explaining why it was different. So that's the
Saw-
tweets I saw.
Saw tweets.
so
Yeah,
yeah,
it really
this is the
Do you
tweet
have
I was
his
talking.
tattoo on you too?
I plead the fifth.
This is the tweet I was talking about
We shall
earlier. So
never know.
IGN actually did an article about it.
It doesn't
And
mean anything.
so
good.
he-
I was gonna say IGN sucks.
Yeah, so then that's when he kind of responded to this whole thing, and he said, this was 5 days ago, so he said, update on this, I'm flying to Chicago this weekend to verify the case with BBCE, the company who ensured its authenticity, to be continued. And so that was 5 days ago, and there's nothing he's said since then. So he's either still there, or I don't know. But we'll see. I think probably sometime this week we'll find out for sure whether it's real or not. I don't think it is. I think there's too many inconsistencies with the case itself. So
Oh, so watch it ends up being real, but it's an error box, and so it's worth even like double or triple what a normal one would be
Maybe.
because it's a printing error or
maybe,
manufacturing
but
error.
it honestly looks too
Just a
new.
packaging error.
It looks
Yeah.
too new. Like
Is there a picture of this box I can see?
I'll look up.
Just see what it is.
Yeah.
I like how this is my topic, but
If
he
it's
knows more
taken
about it
care
than me.
of, it can look brand new, but it just depends. I
Yeah.
don't think so. But I also think it's all staged.
I mean,
He
knowing
knows
him,
what
it
he's
very
doing.
easily could be. I guarantee you.
At that point,
This whole
any
thing was
publicity
staged.
is
Yeah.
good publicity,
Yeah.
and he's honestly really smart in the way he does things. I hate how he does things, but he can do that with what his popularity and his money. So he's smart when he does this stuff because it just boosts numbers for everything for him. So unfortunately,
Yeah. So, let me try this.
You're not able to find it?
So I found you can kind of see it there. That's the box. So it's just that great.
Oh, that really is just a generic looking
Yeah,
box,
like
then,
I
isn't
said,
it?
that's how booster cases come. And like even today they come like that. Like I scroll down
Okay.
and like I see this one, and then it goes to show me more of them, and like that's a Sun and Moon one.
Oh, okay.
And so like they've just consistently been like just generic boxes.
Got
But like
you.
there's the things that are like red flags, like the big ones are like the tape's wrong, like stop tape's weird, the label, all of the base set booster boxes or booster cases we've seen so far that have been opened, authenticated, and like proven to be real, have a certain like barcode number,
product code,
add
extra numbers in it.
and they're all first edition, but for some reason his has a 1E on it for like first edition, but the other ones don't.
Yeah, that's a
they've-
huge red flag right
and
there.
they've
I'd
been
say.
first edition. And so it's kind of interesting. We'll see. I don't think it's real though.
I think it's honestly. I know this is terrible to say, but I think it's kind of funny. I guess that there's potential that he's out $3.5 million on this. I feel bad. I feel bad that somebody is out $3.5 million, but at the same time, because of who it is, I really don't have too much sympathy for it. Does that make sense?
He's not out that money.
I was
He'll
gonna
get it back.
say,
He'll get
yeah.
it back.
He will make that and more through this whole process.
Oh yeah,
I mean, look,
So
he's
much
already
more.
got this place talking about him.
yeah, because we are the
Premiere.
pinnacle.
No, what I'm saying is he's getting more buzz.
The biggest Logan Paul fans ever, apparently. You two over there.
Clearly.
Oh, obviously I am. Yeah,
I just
that's-
watch too much YouTube.
What are you talking about? Your mom named you after him.
that's true. She did.
Don't think that's how that works. I'm actually
No, that's-
named after the Wolverine.
No.
It's not true,
No.
but I go with that. That's my explanation.
That's like me
I'm
saying.
not
I,
James.
that's like me saying I was named after Michael Jordan, even though
I'm
my dad
actually-
says that's true.
I'm
My mom
actually
says
named
it's not.
after a restaurant. That's like legitimately what I'm named after. Because when my parents were pregnant with me, they went to this. It's called
Lived
Logan's.
strictly off of the food of this place.
It's called Logan's Roadhouse. and
Which
they were-
actually they are really good. I ate at one in Virginia. with Lily.
they were on a date there, and they're like trying to think of names still, and they're like, Logan sounds like a good name, so that's how I became Logan. So, but I like to say Wolverine because it's better.
Well, speaking of Logan, I guess if we can get off of Logan Paul and move on to Logan's topic because it's been 20 minutes now.
Man,
on
these
this,
segues are killer today. I love it.
It's the only thing I'm good at.
Yeah, so my topic today is, as everybody knows, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. And so Book of Boba Fett just recently dropped. The first 2 episodes are out. So kind of just talking about our thoughts. I know Jordan hasn't seen it yet. I don't know how you've not even seen Mandalorian yet. You need to get on that.
I've been busy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Bull crap.
No, you have not, Jordan. No, you have not.
I have streamed over
You've
100
chosen
hours.
No,
in 10
you
days.
not
choose.
to.
If you choose to watch an hour a day, like 1 episode a day, you'll be caught up in like 3 weeks. So
Or, you could just take some time and just watch a few episodes here, a couple episodes there, and you'll be caught up in no time.
But literally, like if you're a Star Wars fan in any capacity, you need to watch Mandalorian. Like it's some of the best Star Wars content that's ever came out.
But you also like
I think
Rogue
it is the
One,
best,
which
to
I
be
really
honest.
don't
I'm
like.
gonna throw it out
Yeah,
there.
but it's got more of the stuff that you like in Star Wars. I think
He
Rogue,
likes lightsaber battles.
yeah, it doesn't have those, but it's
It has action, right?
it has action.
Okay, good.
Mandalorians are
So
sick in
good, dude.
general. Like I don't know, it's good.
All around, it
Like,
hits every tick box.
It's different than Rogue One. I like Rogue One because it's a good Star Wars story, but I can see why people think it's too slow or whatever. This has the pacing.
The
this
only
is
good thing
action.
about Rogue One is Darth Vader telling a pun.
I liked Rogue One because it was different from
Yeah.
the other garbage of Star Wars
And
movies.
the end scene with Darth Vader, because that is like the coolest scene almost in any movie.
Yeah,
When he's
it is good.
that scene in the,
The
hall.
coolest scene in almost any movie. No.
If you think that, then you need to definitely watch Mandalorian.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Season 2, the end of season 2,
The
it's
season
just as
finale of
good.
season 2 is better. Much
It's-
better.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's much better.
So anyway, Book of Boba Fett came out.
You also got to play Jedi Fallen Order, and then
Yes,
you'll really love that.
I gave Terraria that game too.
Yeah, that was a good game. So anyway, yeah, Book of Boba Fett came out. It's the kind of continuation of what the post-credit scene from Mandalorian season 2 set up, and then also kind of giving us some backstory, some in between of like where he, where we
Jumps
see
back
him
and
at the
forth.
beginning of, his adventure in Mandalorian to like what happened with the Sarlacc. So that's been my favorite part so far.
Actually, so did you see the? I thought
Are
this
you
was
gonna
so
say the
funny.
Parks and Rec.
The Parks and Rec with Patton Oswalt, and he's like, "All right, have you seen this?"
Yeah,
When he's
It's-
Patton Oswalt, he's
you
gerrymandering, or not gerrymandering. What's the word?
he's a
Filibuster.
Filibuster.
He's
Oh.
he's doing a filibuster at the city council meeting, and he's like, "All right, now picture this: Boba Fett, hand raises from the sand, and like it's shot for shot the
It is.
same exact thing that he
Because
said."
they use that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in Parks and but it's just so funny to
It
me
is
when
really
you put them
funny.
side by side because the timing is identical.
Yeah.
The description is perfect. He starts out, he's like, so the twin sons on Tatooine, camera pans down to the Sarlacc pit. Boba Fett's hand raises up out of the sand. And it's like
So
it
fun.
is word for word, like just shot for shot,
it's
exactly what happened. And I thought it was the
Mm-hmm.
funniest thing looking at them side by side.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So you've seen that, but you haven't watched the show?
Sorry that YouTube Shorts shows me that over anything else. Okay,
I just see that. I saw that today actually.
No, you should just be sorry that you suck, Jordan.
But
I'm gonna go
yeah.
sit on the couch while you guys do this. Whatever.
So what are your guys' thoughts on it? I mean, coming from a Star Wars fan, this show is awesome. It's right up there with Mandalorian. What's that's been at quality wise? I think it's super good. I'm really interested to see where Boba Fett goes from here. I think it's really cool how they're really dealing with a lot of his like his personal struggles. Like, you can kind of tell he's like struggling with like living up to his father, and like still dealing with that trauma because they show flashbacks from Attack of the Clones.
Dude, Django is awesome.
Django is awesome. He's the best bounty hunter around until Mace Windu killed him.
Wow, thanks. Spoiler alert.
How long has it been? I think it's a little late for spoilers.
When did Attack of the Clones?
I think
come
that was
out?
like 2002.
2002. Yeah, that's what I want to say.
Alexa,
Okay.
when did Attack of the Clones come out?
The film Star Wars, Episode 2, Attack of the Clones was released about 20 years ago on May 16, 2002.
Yeah.
I was right. 2002.
All right.
20
Big-
years, it's no longer a spoiler.
Big brain.
Yeah.
It's no longer a spoiler, though.
But yeah, so I think it's really cool to see this. I'm glad we're getting more Boba Fett. I think, he's a dope character that has been kind of not used a ton in the movies. I mean, he's kind of just there in the original trilogy, and then he gets killed. But then like legend stuff and a lot of like posts or like comics and all that stuff, like they've done a really cool job of like exploring who Boba Fett is, and I think now it's cool to see him back in live action, played by Tamir Morrison, who is the original actor who played Django in the Clones. Like that's really
Oh,
cool.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's kinda
So
cool.
it's the guy who played Django in the Clones.
I did not know that.
Yep.
That's cool.
Which is really awesome, and it makes sense canonically. Like,
Well, he's a clone, so
Yeah.
that would make sense, yeah.
yeah, so I'm really pumped. There's a lot of cool things they're setting up with the whole idea that he's taking over as the new
Daimyo.
yeah, like the new kind of ruler of Tatooine and this like big crime lord. I think it's cool, like they set up in the last episode that they're like the two Hutt twins are like trying to fight for that power back and stuff.
Wait, the Hutt twins? There's another Jabba?
There's lots of
There's
Hutts.
the Hutts
The
are like
Hutts are
the
an
Hutts are a
entire
crime.
They're a
I-
crime syndicate.
Yeah.
I just didn't realize that Jabba was a twin.
no,
No,
the
no.
twins. They're separate Hutt clans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There are many.
Okay,
of them.
Yeah,
got you,
so
got
that-
you.
yeah,
I thought he was saying like Jabba the Hutt was a twin. I'm like,
No,
that's
no,
that's
no.
new.
No.
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
His
it's
cousins, I believe.
yeah,
right?
it's his cousins.
Okay, that
Yep.
makes sense then.
Yep. So, yeah, I'm really excited. And then another cool thing is there's a character that they showed off, that Wookiee.
Black Chrysanthemum.
Black Chrysanthemum. Yeah, he's a comic book character.
Yep.
And he's like the most feared Wookiee ever. Like he's just a ruthless Wookiee, and he's a bounty hunter, and it's super sick.
Dude, a Wookiee bounty hunter would be horrifying.
He's actually super crazy.
Can
he's
you
like,
imagine a
he's-
Wookiee coming after you?
He's literally like just he beat Chewbacca once.
Crazy.
On the comics, he's fought Obi-Wan and almost killed Obi-Wan. It's
What series is that in? Is it like a comic series?
yeah.
Or?
So there's a comic series of Obi-Wan. Like
It's Legends, all that stuff.
no, this
But
is
is it
actually,
actually-
It's a comic series,
Yeah.
yeah.
is it canon though?
this is canon. This stuff is newer.
It is
comics.
kind of now. It is.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is all Marvel comics. This stuff,
Like,
all the Marvel comics are
with-
canon.
Okay.
Afra and the whole Vader plot and all that stuff.
Yeah,
He was a part of that for a bit of
Yeah.
it.
yeah, but like so, there's like a few comics that deal with like Obi-Wan protecting Luke on Tatooine, and Black Chrysanthemum was like, I think I can't remember what, I think he's trying to, so it's Jabba hires him because Obi-Wan beat up a bunch of his like guys and like nobody knew who it was, so he's like, I need you to find whoever did this, and so he hires him. He goes into Luke's place because it's around there where they got beat up, so he thinks it's Uncle Owen who's the one who beat him up, so he goes to like kill Uncle Owen, but then Obi-Wan comes in and saves him and stuff. But yeah, so he's a really cool character. I'm really excited to see him. I guarantee they're gonna fight him and Boba, and I think he might get Bosk to help him out because him and Bosk have known each other for a long, like pretty much ever, and Wookiees and I can't think of their Trandoshans hate each other. Like that's
What
just
ones are those?
so that's the lizards. Like Bosk, you remember him?
Okay.
He's the like lizard guy.
Yep, got you.
So
I don't know the races of Star
yeah,
Wars,
so
I guess.
Trandoshans and Wookiees are like notoriously hate each other. Like Trandoshans typically enslave Wookiees, and Wookiees, just hate them for that, and just
That makes
Trandoshans
sense.
hate Wookiees in general. They think they're stupid and a lot of things. So every time Trandoshans and Wookiees come into contact with each other, they hate each other. So they've fought a few times, him and Bosk, And so I could definitely see them bringing Bosk in and having, because Boba Fett knows him, so like get his help in fighting Black Phantom. But so that's gonna be cool. I'm excited about that. But other than that, I don't know. Maybe Cad Bane showing up, that'd be cool. But I think there's a lot of interesting, pathways they can take this show, and I'm excited to see where they go. I think it's cool that they're exploring kind of the criminal underworld more. I think that's a part of Star Wars that I've wanted to see more of for a long time.
It's like most of Star Wars.
So when in the
If you think about it, it's like
Kinda.
all of it.
when in the Star Wars timeline does it take
So
place?
this takes place. So
It's right after.
yeah, so it takes
Like
place.
right after 6.
Yeah, so it takes place. The present day parts take place 5 years after Return of the Jedi, but the first 2 episodes have been like 50-50 with like
Okay.
flashbacks. So it's like
Okay.
him present day taking over Jabba, and then it'll go back to Tank to Heel, and it'll be like dreams, which are flashbacks of like him right during Return of the Jedi, like him coming out of the
Okay.
pit, and then
Got
it's his
you.
travels. To
So they're obviously not going to tie this in with the Kenobi series at all because it's way different
Yeah.
timelines. Okay.
Yeah, Kenobi
Got
takes
you.
place right after Episode 3.
Which they have
Might
wrapped up
show
filming
up,
on that,
though.
right?
What's
It's
that?
possible that
They have wrapped up filming on the Kenobi series,
I don't know.
believe.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. I know
I think they're filming
they're
right
getting
now.
done,
Okay.
but I don't think they're done quite yet.
Okay.
Yeah, Boba Fett could show up as like, kind of younger.
Or Black K can too.
Yeah, he can. Yeah,
That's what a lot of people are hoping or thinking that he can show up.
yeah. I think that would be
But,
interesting.
Yeah, that's
That means if anything goes down with like Boba and BK, you know who else could show up? Vader.
Yeah, well, he is because Hayden Christensen's been cast as Darth Vader. So
I'm
there's
so excited for
He's
that.
in Boba though. He could show up.
oh, well, he's dead.
He's dead in that.
Is he?
Well, I guess for
It's
the
after
flashback.
Return of the Jedi. I mean,
Maybe for flashback
but even
stuff.
then, it wouldn't make sense because he's on Endor the whole time.
I guess.
He's either on Endor or the Death Star. So, yeah, Vader's dead by then. Sad. That'd be cool though. That'd be sick. But I know I don't know because I think I saw something that Hayden Christensen's also been rumored to be cast in Ahsoka, which is really weird because apparently
I heard
that's after. That's like after the stuff in Mandalorian. So I don't
Unless
know.
it's not necessarily. Unless it takes place before she becomes like the
Great
the
Jedi.
non-Jedi.
Great Jedi?
Yeah. Even if
thought-
you want to call her that, she doesn't even call herself that though. But beforehand, when she's still Padawan, or right after, because they do meet up again.
Yeah,
fight
they meet up
again.
in Rebels.
Yeah.
But I thought I remember hearing the show was actually like a continuation of the.
I mean, it could be flashbacks or
Yeah, I guess it's probably
like, stuff like
flashbacks.
that too.
But I'm pumped to see Hayden Christensen back, Ian McGregor back. Like they're.
Well, that's my childhood right there,
It
man.
is.
Like that's what I grew up. My favorite Star Wars movie I still say is 3. So I mean,
Revenge of the Sith is awesome. And
it's my favorite one. Okay,
Dave's
I love
Daniel.
Vader, and so saying the
We know you love
saying
Vader.
the transition,
You know this really well.
the transition.
You know you love Vader, and Star Wars is okay. You just love Vader.
It's really true.
I mean, I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying that's what I see.
He is my favorite villain ever.
he's an awesome villain. I don't even want to say he's a villain to be honest, but
Oh, he's
shut up.
he's the definition of a
Definitely a
villain.
villain.
Are you kidding me?
I guess he's a villain. I don't know.
I know. What
Imagine
you're trying to spin,
saying-
but you can't spin it.
Imagine saying
Can't.
Darth Vader's not
He's
a
a
bad
villain.
guy.
He's kind of the hero though, but
But he's not.
it's kind
But
of
he's not.
Just
He's
imagine
not.
saying that Darth Vader's not a bad guy, Logan. Like, think
I mean,
about what you just said.
Obviously, he's like a.
He's
I
a
don't know.
Sith Lord, but he's actually a pretty good guy. You know, he
Oh, he's just misunderstood.
he
So
does
what
no
you're saying
wrong.
kinda
That's
is,
that's
but-
saying Thanos is a good guy.
He is. He,
Logan's
But
over
he's
here
not.
pulling
did
an
nothing
Obi-Wan.
Mm-hmm.
he prevented the Eternals from pulling
Did he,
up
though?
their. Yeah.
Or was that immediately supposed to happen anyway?
Logan's over here pulling an
No,
Obi-Wan
he wiped
Kenobi.
out
What I
half the
said was
universe
true
and then
from a
stopped
certain point
the
of view.
Eternal from being born or whatever
For a second,
for a while because he split the population in half.
maybe.
Okay, but
Thanos was right.
just to set the record straight, Darth Vader is a villain. He is a bad guy. You cannot twist this any other
But
way.
he's the hero of Star Wars.
But he's not.
Oh my God,
Anakin.
Logan, he's a
He's
villain.
not.
Yeah. I from that I like from a I get it. Obviously, I'm not saying Vader is a
I know
good
what you're
person.
saying.
I'm just saying in the context of Star Wars, like the world of Star Wars, like technically Darth Vader's like the hero.
See, I'm just laughing because you're just straight up pulling an Obi-Wan Kenobi with the whole. So what I told you is true from a certain point of view.
No, it's
It
more
is.
like he was necessary, not the hero.
I would agree with that much more strongly.
But he brought balance to the Force. He did exactly.
But it was
what
necessary. It
supposed
well,
wasn't
yeah,
good.
because he killed every single Jedi, so it was 2 Jedi and 2 Sith
That's not
left.
a hero. He wasn't a hero. He was just brought balance. That doesn't mean anything.
Balance isn't necessarily a good thing.
to be. For the Force, it is though.
So killing every Jedi, so there's only 2 Jedi and 2 Sith, is a good thing.
Yeah, because
Oh my
It's-
God, Logan!
I
He's
would not-
advocating for
no.
genocide here.
No, obviously it's terrible and it shouldn't be done, but it's
Okay,
It's
the
deeper,
fact that he just
deeper
did a
conversation.
but, so it's terrible and should be done,
Yeah,
but
but I can see
but
where he's
it's-
fine with
You're
murdering
under the-
children.
You're under the assumption of bringing balance to the Force for the galaxy is the utmost, the thing that needs to be done.
Yeah, which it does in the context of Star Wars. It
Mm.
does.
Debatable.
did it really need to be done?
Yeah,
Did it? What would happen if it didn't?
I don't. Probably. Well, the Jedi would have stayed in power, political crap, and it just would have
So the same thing, just flipped on a different side.
kind of.
So nothing happens because it's always going to be what it is.
See, he's just as mad about the midichlorians still,
What are you talking about?
and so he wants to kill all the Jedi because they're full of midichlorians.
I've never hated the midichlorian stuff. I thought that's an interesting way to bring in that how you identify force sensitive people.
No, I just find it funny over here. Like, yeah, when he slaughtered all those kids and he committed mass genocide, that's okay. It brought balance. Like, just think about what you're saying, Logan. Just take a step back and look at this.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm not trying to say like I don't know. I get. I try to explain how
Now he's
I know what you're
thinking
saying, but
Dan understands what I'm trying to say.
I
Obviously,
understand it completely, but I just
I-
disagree completely.
I don't
No, I get what you're saying as well. I also just disagree.
like. Obviously, Vader is a bad dude. Like he's done a terrible things, but
But you just said he wasn't a bad guy.
No, he's trying
he's
to
not
do
a
a Wreck-It
villain.
Ralph thing.
I don't know.
You're saying that he even brought balance anyway because
Just let me
he
keep
did.
circling.
It just shifted it back into
Shut up, Jordan.
from controlled chaos into a different controlled chaos. It's a pendulum that never stops. So there's never ever really balance.
But he did bring balance.
Did he though?
Yeah.
Yeah,
2
because
and
it
2.
ended up being 2 Jedis and
2
2
and 2.
Siths. So
Yeah.
obviously that's balance.
And
but
then it changed to more, right?
No, because as soon as Luke became a full Jedi, Yoda died. And then, I guess.
It keeps changing though, right?
Dude,
I-
keep
I love
shit-
Checo
More
here.
happened.
stop digging and put down the shovel.
So there never really is balance. You can't achieve balance. It's just a never-ending trying to achieve balance.
Well, the thing is, though, is the Jedi past that point, like Luke purposely trained them in a way, like he didn't go with a lot of like the traditional like Jedi Council stuff because he knew how dangerous that was. And
There was still balance because every single Jedi that Luke trained, there was a clone of Snoke.
no,
So there
don't
were-
go into that crap.
So
I
it was
hate
still balanced. Still balanced, Logan.
that whole Snoke stuff ticks me off more than
He
anything.
had potential to be so cool. It
He
was like,
really
oh no, that
did.
was a clone. Like, we're good.
He really did. I hated that stuff so much. But
Logan's like, Jordan, you're ruining my topic.
But no. Anyway, we're kind of completely derailed here, but I don't know if you guys not even said your thoughts on Boba Fett yet, so let's go. Let's go there.
I love playing devil's advocate with you in Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things.
I know.
But
hate it.
I'm enjoying Boba Fett. It's not obviously it's only two episodes. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
But so far it's not Mandalorian for me.
Mhm.
I like that more. But I'm not saying I dislike Boba Fett either. It started off well. I mean, it's giving you history and stuff. It's giving you what he's doing now. He's starting from scratch there too. He has to fill Jabba's or what's his face's position. The other dude, can't remember his name.
Bib Fortuna.
Yeah, Fortuna. And he's struggling with his way of doing things because it's obviously different.
Mm-hmm.
And like even his own people are like, are you sure you should be doing it this way? You should be doing this. You should probably just kill this person. And he's like, nah, I'm gonna do it my way.
Yeah, I
kinda
like
thing.
that.
And I like that. It's cool. He's coming into his own, you know.
Mhm. Yeah, I like how he's like, the Finnick is like, hey, you should probably just be riding on and like have people carry you
No,
everywhere.
I'll walk.
It's like he's just like, no, like I'm capable of walking. Like I want to be. He wants to be known as a respectable leader.
Yeah.
Not feared like Jabba and the Hutts are, and he wants to kind of change the dynamic of the crime family, and on Tatooine. So it's really cool to see that and to see people like not take him seriously. Like the first episode when the people are bringing him like gifts and stuff as like
Not too many
Hey,
spoilers now. There
yeah.
may be some people out here who do want to watch it and haven't
Yeah.
had the opportunity.
The
quite yet.
mayor.
But yeah, like the mayor's like, oh no, you owe me. Like, where's
Yeah.
my gift? It's like, whoa, what? But
My gift is letting you leave alive.
yeah.
Mhm.
But
It's
no,
like, do you
and
really know who you're talking to?
there's a heavy emphasis on the Sand People, which is really cool.
Which that's my one of my
I
favorite
like
parts.
seeing more about the Tusken Raiders, and
There's really not much about them in Star Wars.
Oh,
No, that's
there's
what I've
a
been
lot.
enjoying.
There's a
In the
Well, that's what
lot.
I'm
movies,
saying, like-
there's not so much like that dives deep. This is starting to, and the
Well, that's what
extra,
I'm saying. Is in the past there really hasn't been much on
no,
them.
the extra
Yeah,
movie
this-
stuff. There's a lot.
This
but
show is really going into the culture of
Mhm.
the Tuskens, and it's really cool to see.
it is cool. You know,
Are they trying to make them out to be the good guys too?
Well, they
well, they kind of
kind of
have
are.
always
They're
been.
just people. Like
They're
the-
just natives.
They're the indigenous population that got
Yeah.
their land stolen, pretty much.
exactly.
Mhm.
Which whatever, but people don't try to understand them to
Mhm.
try to work out.
They think they're
what
just
we can do.
savages
Yeah.
and like kill them all.
You see that in Mandalorian too, where he
Yeah.
like stops and he talks to him and stuff, and then he gets for the crate dragon,
Yep.
gets them to work with that settlement,
Mhm.
which is really cool because it's just another culture that no one understands,
Yeah,
and
I think it's interesting though. Like
it's awesome.
that Mandalorians kind of have that connection with Tusken. Like they have that respect for them.
They're warriors.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I think that's cool. Like that, I think the reason why is because they have that similarity in culture. Like that they're the kind of warrior mentality. Like this warrior tribe is like very similar to like the Mandalorian culture, and so
Well, even with like Mandalore being destroyed,
yeah,
like they're out of their own home. Like people came to their home and took that from them, even though technically Mandalorians were totally warlike, going everywhere trying to kill people. But
yeah. Well,
but besides that fact, kind of like they're I don't know, exiled almost,
yeah,
exiled warriors having to deal with everyone else like in a strange place. Well, kind of the Tusken Raiders. They're on their world, but they are exiled from what
Yeah.
they want or what they should have
Mhm.
had.
and people
you know?
take everything from
Yeah.
them, and yeah, and like the Mandalorians, like like they got their place destroyed by the Empire, and not all the Mandalorians are like that. Like some
No.
factions, it's just one main radical faction is the ones that go out and kill, but like for the most part, they were just wanting to live in Mandalore peacefully.
Mhm.
So Chucko gave a little thing there. But I honestly, because I haven't seen this, I have no idea what he's talking about. So if you guys want to touch up on that comment, maybe.
Oh yeah. So Tamir Morrison's brought some of his cultural
Like the
stuff
Haka
into-
stuff.
Yeah.
So is he a director? Who's that?
He's
He's Boba.
He's Boba.
Oh, okay.
He's
Yeah.
Django,
Okay, that's
Clone
that
Wars.
guy,
He's-
okay.
He's the actor.
Gotcha.
So yeah, he's brought some of his own like flair and like some of his culture into stuff, which is really cool. You see that with
The last episode, the Haka dance around when he becomes a warrior.
Yep.
Like the rite of passage
yeah,
he does.
like he becomes a
Got you.
kind of
Okay.
honorary Tusken.
That
Yeah.
makes sense then. I
Yep.
guess
But
he creates his own weapon.
and also just like
You
a
know.
lot of the choreography for like the what is it, gaffy sticks fights.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of
Sure,
taken
yeah,
from
yeah.
his tribe as well.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, that's
Well, that's
pretty
kind
cool.
of cool then.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It is
It's
cool.
I think
Mhm.
I really have enjoyed seeing this side of like the world of like fleshing out the Tuskens and making them, more like people than just these savages.
They make
that-
them relatable.
exactly.
So is this something that, for those of us like me who have yet to see The Mandalorian, does this need to go? Do I need to watch that before?
Yes, because you have
Also,
to
who
watch.
just kicked the microphone cables?
No, that was me.
That was you?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, 'cause my mic just all of a sudden like did this, and I was like,
Yep.
what the heck was that?
I was gonna say that wasn't me.
Yeah, so you have to watch.
You gotta watch Mando 1 and
Watch
2.
that first, and
yeah,
then watch
technically,
this.
I mean, you could technically watch
You're-
like parts of Boba Fett, but you
You're
probably
gonna
should just
miss
watch.
things.
Yeah,
Okay.
because you can watch like the flashback stuff, because obviously the flashbacks go straight from him in the Sarlacc, and they're filling in the gaps between what happens between Return of the Jedi and then Mando season 2. But I definitely I'd say watch Mandalorian first, because you get some more. I mean, there's not a ton that happens with Boba Fett as a character, but it sets him up on the story that he's going to.
Okay.
It
in
reintroduces him and then
Yeah.
gives him a bit of screen time,
Mhm.
and then introduce Fennec obviously as
Yeah.
well, and
Mm-hmm.
kind of allows you to see where he goes after that. After
Yeah.
everything's done.
Which I wish I could talk about it, but Jordan hasn't seen it. But I kind of wish he would have stayed at that one part at the finale. I would have loved to seen that reaction.
But he was kind of he did what he needed to do at
Yeah,
that
he
point,
just- Which that I love about Boba is just like going back to like the respect side of his character, like the fact that what happens I'm not gonna go into, but the stuff that happens in season 2 of Mandalorian, he could have just been like, all right, well, see ya, I got my stuff back, so I'm going. But no, like he's actually honorable and respectable, and he's like, I've made this deal with you,
Looks
and
like
I'm gonna
he
honor it.
learned that from the Raiders.
Mm.
I think he might have,
I think he's
just like
always
kind
I
of
think
a
he's
warrior's
always had
code.
that. I think he's
It's
always
kind
had
of-
that. I think because
or it cemented it at least.
yeah, because if you look at the history of Boba and Jango, like a lot of the reason why Jango is an honorary Mandalorian, and he's considered a Mandalorian not because he's of blood, but because of culture and like they've inducted him in,
They're not a
is-
race; they're a creed.
is because of like
Except the Air
the
Force.
when he, because of when Jango, fought with the Mandalorians, like they saw that and like they're very similar in that respect culture, and like they pass it on to Boba, of course, who teaching him while he could, and then obviously being the same person technically, but because
I'm raising
cloning.
myself.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Say like you'd be that'd be weird.
Could he ever get away with anything? Because Dad knows what I'm thinking because he's thought it
See,
before.
But this is I feel like this is a whole different discussion. But like Woody though, because technically I feel like more than half of what makes you a person is your life experiences.
Or grown behavior, or
Yeah, so obviously
Your
genetics play a
upbringing
huge part
and
into things, but like at the end of the day,
environmental
like
behavior and
if you're
Nurture.
not
just
brought
in
up in the
general.
same
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'd be much
environment.
different if I were the same person that grew up in, like, let's say, the UK.
yeah,
Like, I would not be anywhere close to being the same person.
yeah.
yes, but you got to think that like maybe he has an unconscious tell when he lies. Or
Well, I mean,
something.
yeah, that could
Yeah.
be a thing. I mean, so those
Oh,
things
yeah,
would be the
that's
same.
Gandhi.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
those
that
would
stuff.
those would be the same. But like overall as a person, he's not going to be thinking
Oh,
the
yeah.
same things. And
He has
I mean,
a father
Yeah,
that is himself, but
I'm
So
raising
the-
myself. But
I don't know Django's upbringing, so
yeah, there's not a whole lot of like that I can think that I've read or watched.
they
about
probably
his
just want to keep him
backstory.
kind of mysterious because
He's kind of
that
just
is
like
cool.
a lot of the stuff that I know is just like the game, Bounty Hunter. It's like a GameCube game.
I think I had that.
It's a fun game.
That's
but-
the one that has. I'm trying to think of like the cover art has Django like kind of coming in on this
He's like,
jetpack
yep.
with the. Okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
I did have
yeah,
that.
that's
yeah.
a great game. I love
Yeah.
that game. But yeah, like we don't get a ton of like previous before like he was known as like the best bounty hunter. Like that's kind of just where we're at. I think there's probably something out there. I just even being a huge Star Wars fan, like there's so
there will
much
be eventually.
legends
People
and
keep making stuff.
yeah,
so.
there's so much legends and lore. Like it's really hard to know and see every bit of it.
One thing I like about Star Wars though is the fact that Boba Fett realistically was not a big character in the original
Oh, he's
trilogy,
not.
and he had like 3 lines of dialogue the entire trilogy.
We
but yet,
talked about this earlier. Man.
Yeah,
But yet-
I brought that up.
but yet he has like a huge like fan base and everyone loves him, and he's like one of the most beloved characters from the
Just 'cause he had
original.
cool armor.
It is. I mean that's
he
exactly
just
it.
he just was cool in general. Like he just like
He was
the
mysterious.
way
his
he
jetpack.
carried himself.
Yeah.
Like that's
Wasn't
what
some
I,
of that cardboard on the original costume? Like this,
Probably.
I think I remember hearing they made it out of cardboard. for
But
the original. Like
possible.
some of it was. It
That's
looks
the-
really good though.
That's one of the things I love about Star Wars is like these characters that you don't see hardly at all.
There's a whole backstory.
There's like there's something there that you just like draw to because like the way they carry themselves, the way they talk, or
Even
the
if
way
you
they
get nothing from them.
yeah,
If they're just there
it's
for
awesome.
a second, there's an aesthetic and appeal to it.
Yeah, like Empire
You
with
get that from Bleach.
with Boba Fett, like the Empire, like how he's
the
like
same with Bleach.
You guys in your anime.
it
It's
is
great.
Shut up, Jordan.
Bleach is
You know you want in.
but
I don't though.
well, like the whole plot, like in Empire with him and like just being there to take Boba or take Han, and he's like just there. He says like maybe if I think he
Put
says a
Captain
few-
Solo in the cargo
Yeah.
hold.
and it's like
That's about
literally,
it.
That's all he says. But like the whole time, like he's just silently there behind Vader, and it's like this is awesome. This character's sweet. So
Yeah, he's a really cool character for sure. I love when they can take, I don't want to say no name characters, but like the side characters,
Yeah.
and they can give an
they're
entire
fleshed out.
backstory.
That's what I love about these shows.
Because
so far.
there's a lot of stuff too, and I know you guys are like, "Oh, he's talking about it again." But like in the Elder Scrolls series, there's so much backstory with
Yeah.
like these characters that you maybe will hear mentioned once in the dialogue of the game,
Mm-hmm.
but then if you go look at the books in the game itself, like you start looking into it, there's an entire story about this character that's mentioned one time.
Yep, that's
That's
Star
one
Wars.
thing that's different though.
And
like,
I
that's all
love when they do
thought
that.
out. Like,
Well, yeah.
That's all thought out and planned, and like people spend years like
Yeah.
Let me
teams of
guess.
people just to do
You're gonna
that.
say Star Wars, is it?
It's not.
Oh,
No, but
you
it
think
is really.
he had any idea about any care of what he's gonna do with half the people? in
Yeah.
the
George
original
Lucas was
trilogy?
not thinking, in
No,
2022,
he had
I think
no
we're gonna
care.
have Boba
well,
Fett.
George Lucas also.
It's as you go along, you create more.
George Lucas also has. He planned ahead quite a bit, but he didn't plan ahead.
Well, not
past-
this much.
Did he though?
He did,
Not this much.
man.
No.
No,
No.
well, obviously not this much because he sold the company.
What happened
He
is
hasn't planned
because
stuff in a while. He did plan the sequels, and his sequels from like his rough drafts and stuff are actually
They're
way
probably
better.
way better.
They are way better. It
To
takes-
be fair, the
so-
sequels that Disney produced were not very good.
So
I
his
know we've
sequels,
talked about this a lot.
His sequels were originally supposed to take place not like 20 years or so after the original trilogy, but instead like a few years, and it was Luke training the new council on Coruscant, and he got married to this her name is Mara, I think it was, and he had a kid named Ben Skywalker because he named it he had a
Mara
few kids.
Jade.
Mara Jade, yes, Mara Jade, that's her name. And he had 3 kids.
That's legend stuff.
Yeah, and this was going to be the sequel trilogy until Disney bought him out and stuff.
Yeah.
Bought it, and so like it was supposed to be like a lot. They adapted some of it into the sequels, like the whole Ben Solo thing. Like the Ben Skywalker stuff was from that. Like he was turning because Mara Jade was like this kind of dark, not Sith, but she was kind of a dark.
She was a
Jedi.
Sith.
Oh yeah, she was.
She
a
was a
Sith.
Padawan.
That's right.
She's Vader's Padawan, isn't she?
I can't remember.
I think she was,
so.
and then she was someone's Padawan, one of the Sith Lords, and then they sent her after Luke.
Yeah,
No,
and then she was,
Luke.
yeah, she was. That's right. That's
And
right. I
then,
remember this now.
Like she had a mental cue or something, like she had to kill him.
Yep.
And then they, got together and they
Yep.
eventually fell in love.
Yeah.
Yep. Fell in
And
love.
she ended up having to kill like a clone or something to get rid of the mental
Yep.
block.
That's right.
So they could be together. It was interesting.
Yeah.
yeah.
But-
Just for the sake of time, though, it has been 30 minutes on this,
Oh jeez.
so
Yeah, he said
we
Mara
should
Jade.
probably get moving on
Yeah,
at some
I
point.
could talk about Star
So,
Wars
but
forever.
before we get to the next topic, just a reminder: if you guys are watching, hit that follow button, and if you have a Prime sub or just the $4.99 you want to help us out,
Hey, man.
feel free, use it here because it does help out a lot. So, I guess we'll move on to Dan's topic. Do you have one?
Nope.
You still
Do you
don't have
one
a
yet,
topic.
Weston?
Not fully, but
Wing
I
it.
can always fall back on what is near and dear to Jordan's heart, anime. But
Yes.
Oh God.
All right. What were we talking about?
I have no idea. What should I talk about?
see,
How about let's just we've gotten a little bit more into Bleach.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on it so far?
Oh.
So, are you guys actually going to talk anime?
Yeah,
Okay,
you can't leave.
Yes.
Sorry, you just gotta be here.
Logan, I'm going to sit on the couch for this.
nope.
I'm not
Enjoy
moving.
this.
I'm not standing up. So you're just
Crawl
gonna
under
chill.
bud.
But yeah, so Bleach so far is
Please just let me
really
sit on the
great.
couch.
I'm super. I honestly, it's becoming one of my favorite anime.
Well,
I think
good. 'cause
so.
it belongs there.
For those who have seen it, just to kind of context
ampersand.
where we're at, we just got to. We're in the Arankar arc, and we are. What? Let me think. What just happened? Oh, they're right now. It's that. What is it like the filler stuff, which is the two kids.
Rankers are coming through. It's just that
Yeah.
they're dealing with.
Yeah.
It's just filler with Toshiro and
Toshiro,
that team
Yep.
that's in right now.
Yep.
But
Okay.
So that's
Ichiko just got his mask.
yeah. So that's kind of
Oh,
yep. He did just get
Mhm.
yep. That's a big point.
He's
So,
training with the visors.
yep.
finally. That's
So
good stuff.
yeah, he's able to control his hollow now. So yeah. I know we talked about this a few weeks ago, but yeah, I'm really loving
Just
where we're at.
smile and nod, Jordan. Smile
It's-
and nod.
This is hell for me.
Oh, you're fine.
I think you'd really.
You'd
like
rather talk
Bleach.
about Logan Paul because he's your favorite. I know, but
Yeah, that
Clearly,
is.
I-
I do. I kind of want to take a moment. To,
hater.
you must really hate anime.
He's drinking the haterade.
For you to
Mm-hmm.
be like this, like have this much disdain about anime to where you're rather talk about Logan Paul is.
Okay.
I think it's just a front that you
It-
put
it
on now.
I
wasn't-
really think it is just a front.
It wasn't that I wanted to talk about Logan Paul. It was more because of the Pokemon card side of things, which you
Sure,
guys all know I
that's
love
sure.
collecting.
That's true.
right. Mhm.
This shelf right behind Logan, which you can see some of it in the reflection of the mirror, is just covered in Pokemon cards. Okay, so
He really just
That-
likes Logan Paul.
There we go.
Hater.
also Chucko got a Moo Moo pyramid, which I'm really proud of. Good job,
see that.
Chucko.
But yeah, no. So Bleach has been. It's been super sweet so far. I know. I think the last time we talked about it was we just got done with the Soul Society arc.
Mm-hmm.
So seeing this next arc has been really cool. I think it's really cool the whole thing of like the Iran cars and visors, like introducing them as characters and like seeing those characters, you know, be realized and like how this like dynamic between. It's almost like this dynamic between Hollows and the Soul Society is like closing, like it's becoming more vague.
Yep, that's what they are. This is the whole
Yeah.
the whole point of it with the Hogyoku and stuff
Yeah.
is Hollows becoming more Shinigami and vice versa.
Yeah.
Shinigami becoming more like Hollows.
Yeah.
Whether that's good or bad or
Mhm.
it's used for the right
Mhm.
reasons, it's
So-
yet to be seen. But
Obviously the Hogyoku is what makes Arankar, but like do they ever explain how visors come to be?
yes,
They do.
and you haven't seen it. That is the turnabout the pendulum arc that I talked to you about that shows Kisuke in his past.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
We'll see more about that topic then.
So
you'll
is
have to
my
wait.
theory right then?
I don't know. You just have to see.
My theory is that Kisuke has something to do with the visors.
Heck yes, we're talking about anime.
So really quick, can you
creation
guys just
of
do me
them.
a favor? When I go to title this on YouTube, what exactly are you talking about?
Bleach.
Bleach.
Bleach
So
discussion.
should I just call it like Bleach Part 2 or because we already had Dan and Logan talk Bleach?
Thoughts
So
Part 2.
Yeah, Bleach South Park.
okay,
That's
so
fine.
I'll just do something about Bleach again. I don't know.
We'll periodically come back
They-
to this because we're going through a huge series. So
The reason why they're talking about it is just in spite or out of spite for me. So.
Actually, no. It's
No,
because it's a phenomenal series. We're getting ready for
Yeah.
it to continue later
No.
this year.
Yeah, so yeah, they're coming out with
You are the only one being
the finale,
spiteful
but-
here, Jordan.
I'm
We
just
love it,
sitting
man.
here.
but
I'm sitting here and enjoying the really cool draft because this room is freezing
Good
cold.
for it.
And it's
But-
awesome.
I'm trying to yeah.
just introduced Espada. You've seen Grimjow a couple times now.
Grimjow's awesome. I like him so far.
He's cool, but not my favorite.
He's a cool one. He's,
And I
he's a
was-
fan favorite
I
character.
was telling Dan how I thought it was really cool how like what's the big one's name? Number 10.
Yami.
Yami. I like how they introduced him and like they had that fight with him and like they're like, okay, well we got the Espada and like they're like the big ones. What is that the Espada's like the big ones?
The Espada are the 10.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
top
the
10.
top 10.
Yeah, and
The
it's like
strongest 10.
all right, so we know Grimjow's one and it's like, oh yeah, he was one the whole time. And I was like, that's cool. I like that because you see like him getting his
Ninja was 5, right?
Grimjow is 6.
Or 6.
and I
yeah.
like
Yami is 10.
Yeah, and it's like how like he's getting his arm fixed and then oh, there's a tattoo of a 10 on his shoulder so you know he's number 10. I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, that's really sweet actually.
Yep.
But
It is
Um,
cool. They are my favorite enemy group by far.
they're really cool and they're really interesting. Like I'm excited to see more about them.
Yep.
But yeah, it's really cool so far.
I'm excited, and in the next probably, I don't know, 5 to 10 episodes, crap will really hit the fan, and you'll understand why the Aranka arc actually happens for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
And it just keeps getting better.
You can
Yeah.
ignore chat. I'm just having conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's great.
Stop being so bitter, Jordan.
they get into like how
Talking to
Grimjow or why Grimjow like took this squad and attacked.
He's just kind of. I mean, you'll
That's-
you'll learn more about Grimjow. You'll get some of his backstory and just learn. I just don't want to spoil a little bit.
I was
But
going to say I'm struggling here as well.
Espada, all of the Espada have an aspect of death,
Interesting.
and that's all I'll say. But his kind of shows a little bit about that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes. It's very interesting. We need to watch more Bleach.
I know. I want to. I'm down maybe tomorrow.
Before we have Laker Life, right?
Before.
I'm down. That's cool.
But yeah, other than that, like I'm trying to think of other stuff, thoughts I have. I think it's cool how they're kind of fleshing out some of the main characters, like Orihime and Chad. Like Chad's getting this like arc of becoming strong enough to participate in the fights again, and
That's really what all of this is. This part is people
growing.
because they've come to realize that we are vastly like underpowered
Yeah.
for what's going to happen right now.
Yeah.
You saw that with the scout team or whatever facing the Harankars that came through and getting their butts handed to them until they release their steals,
Yep.
and those weren't even strong Harankar.
Yeah.
Like, so
Yeah, I think that's really cool. Oh yeah, so
they're in trouble.
Yeah, so another thing is like the whole, it's the reveal of like what Aizen's plan is, like the whole, it's to find this royal family, like get to this dimension where the royal family is.
He wants to create the Okin, which
Yeah.
it's kind of like phased out a little bit like later on this series, and you learn that this kind of doesn't matter, but he wants the key to the royal realm for what you don't really know yet, but he wants to create the Okin. So that's interesting. You get your first glimpse or instance of that there is a royal realm. There's something above the Soul Society and the 13 guard captain squads and like Central 46 and the noble families and stuff. There's something above that. There's a lot above that, and it's ominous and like really cool. The mystery to that is like awesome. You won't find any of that in this current series. You gotta wait until Thousand Year Blood War.
Man,
that's what it's all about.
That's the thing too. Like, as I keep going, as I keep asking you questions, you're like, "It's not in this series. It's not in this series. It's not in this series." I'm like, "Gee, how are you a Bleach fan and waiting this long for the like?" Obviously, I mean, not even waiting because you don't even know if it's gonna happen.
How you know why everyone's so freaking hyped about it?
That's
Seriously,
like
you're just not getting a taste of it.
That's crazy.
I mean, you see all this stuff. This is all like foreshadowing, getting you ready for something that we weren't even sure we were ever going to get.
Yeah, like, and it's crazy too because like there's still, I mean, we're a third of it the way through, so we have like 100 and some or 200 and something episodes left, right?
About 200 episodes, 215.
Yeah, and so it's like there's so many questions I have that aren't going to be answered in this 200 and something episodes. Like, that's nuts, and I kind of like that. I like the idea of still not knowing some things and having that kind of discovery in this next series. Which, speaking of which, are they calling it just Bleach again? And they're just
It's
having
called
like
Bleach Thousand Year Blood War.
So okay, sweet.
Yep.
And when you finish with that, you get to watch the really sick teaser video that they gave us.
Yeah, I told Dan that once we get caught up, I'll watch it with him. So
don't watch it before; you won't be able to appreciate it as much.
Yeah,
and it spoils some just a little bit, but you won't even realize or know. There's one big spoiler, but outside of that, like it's awesome. But yes, I can't wait. I've been waiting for a long time, and it's finally happening, and it's kind of like
you only have to wait about
crap.
10 months. That's about it.
Yeah, we gotta finish by then. Cause I actually almost started buying the manga yesterday because we were at
That's a lot of manga, man.
I know, it's 74 volumes, which I'm glad I didn't, because if I do, I'm still considering it. But if I do, I think I'm gonna go the route of there's one of them it's 3 volumes in one, and they're like the price of 1 volume, so it's only be like 24 or 21 volumes or something like that. So I might do that because it's cheaper.
They come out in multiples a lot.
Yeah, because I really would love to read the manga. I think it'd be sick.
They have a lot of, even outside of the manga, they have some light novels called
I saw some of those too. Are they like prequels or? Because I know the Tokyo Ghoul one's a prequel.
Yes and no. There's prequel stuff like history of before Soul Society was even a thing,
Ooh,
and there's
cool.
current time period, and it centers around a couple interesting characters. But
That's cool. Yeah, because I know that the one Tokyo Ghoul light novel is like a prequel to.
Yep.
It's like showing the Great Devil Ape.
yeah, oh yeah, there's quite a few outside the manga like things that add to the history of Bleach and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and most of it's not even done by Kubo, so it's technically not canon,
Yeah.
but I think it's canon
Yeah, it doesn't like go against it.
because
That's-
a lot of that stuff, it doesn't go against it, just adds more. But
Yeah.
a lot of that stuff, it shows up in Bleach Brave Souls, which is not the one I play, but a different like mobile game.
Yeah,
that
I've seen
Kubo has like direct, like, I don't know, work in with like some of the new characters and stuff like that. So some of those characters from the non-canon stuff shows up in it, and he works on that.
Oh, I would count that.
So
then,
it's-
for sure.
Pretty well considered canon.
Yeah. Does any of the so none of like the Bound Arc people show up?
I don't believe so. I do
So-
not believe.
Yeah, but I'm super pumped. Excited to see where it goes. There's a lot of characters I'm excited to see continue to see. Like I think right now Renji's probably my favorite character. Next to like obviously Ichigo's awesome. I think he's probably one of my favorite protagonists. Just because like he's so different. Like he's
My
not.
favorite shonen protagonist because he is different.
He's like he's not the. I don't know, like super. He's not the overly arrogant or like overly like hyper
Stupid.
kid, like kind of your Naruto and Deku to an extent.
Or like Luffy's freaking an idiot.
I've never seen One Piece, but
Goku's
yeah,
a moron.
yeah,
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
he's
it's not that.
he's actually intelligent. He's actually like he thinks about situations, and that's it's actually kind of what gets him in trouble with his Hollow. Like they find out like how it's like he's not letting his instinct take
Yeah.
hold, and it's hurting him. And so I thought that was really cool, and I think that whole arc of him is cool. But yeah, so far, like, and obviously Kisuke is awesome. I just want to see more of him. I just don't think there's been.
That's
a ton.
why the flashback arc I keep saying, Turnabout the Pendulum, is my favorite flashback for sure. It's my favorite like filler arc, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic. It shows you a lot about why all this stuff is happening, what happened 100 years ago in the Soul Society. It alludes to some crazy stuff, and I can't wait for the next series because we're gonna get some of that crazy stuff with Kisuke.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, like, I think there's not been a character I don't like.
that's something that is really unique about Bleach that Kubo does so well. Like he has an immense amount, like an abundance of characters, and they're all like really well done for the most part.
Yeah.
Whether you really like them or you hate them or something, but like
Mhm.
they have something that draws you to them that makes them unique.
Yeah.
Even when we talked about this a little while ago, like when there's uniformity through everyone, like everyone has to wear the same thing. There's
Mhm.
something unique about them that really makes them stand out. Look at the captains.
Yeah, the
and all
captains,
lieutenants.
yeah.
Look at the Arankar,
The Arankar,
the
yep.
Espada,
Yep.
and you'll see it in other characters that come along in the next series. But
Mhm.
like, it's really fantastic.
It
He does
is.
a really good job with it.
Yeah.
But it's just a unique series that a lot of people sleep on.
Yeah.
So
It's got
I'm
Cone
excited.
too, you know.
Shut
Cone
up.
is a great character. I give crap to Dan because Cone's like the stupid, like
Comedic
obsessed,
relief.
yeah, comedic relief character. But
pervy little lion dude.
yeah, but he's hilarious, and I think he's so funny. And so I always joke that he's one of my favorites. But, but
Want to add anything, Weston?
No, I'm just excited for what's coming next.
Right.
Yeah, I already am getting that way. It's kind of weird. Like I feel like we did this before with Final Fantasy VII, because you guys Dan got me to play it right before Remake came out, and I'm like, oh, I'm loving this game. And I think I said the same thing, like, how are people waiting this long for the remake? And then they're like, you said the same thing, like how it's like, oh yeah, like, you know, you understand some of the hype and why there's been hype around it. So I think it's cool that it's happening again, because I really love being introduced to things that I kind of skipped out on or missed out on growing up or whatever.
I love introducing people to things.
So
You never introduced me to anybody.
I try, dude.
But you
of anime.
refuse to participate.
I
in
try.
the
I
anime
try to
watching.
meet. I try to meet new people, and Dan's like, "No, I'm not introducing you to them."
I feel like
When
Well,
has this ever happened?
I don't know. I just wanted to say something.
I
But
try to
hey,
get I try to get you to watch and
This is
play
the first
awesome
time
things.
I-
You never listen.
we have tried. I feel like Dan has
Why
told
don't
you
you
several
start
times to play.
watching
or
Bleach,
watch.
and then you can
how many
participate in this
even
conversation
outside of
with us.
anime? I'm not even gonna push that. Outside of that, how about Mandalorian, which
That's
I've told
true.
you how many times to watch and you haven't.
Yeah.
That's true.
How look at all the video games I keep telling you to play and you never do.
That's true.
Even another Star Wars one, Fallen Order, you haven't played it yet, have you?
That's true.
So
Why? Because it's not
whose fault is
Minecraft
this really?
and Skyrim. If it's
Not
out of
mine.
those-
He's got a point.
boom
CFPs.
roasted. Mic
Okay,
drop.
yeah, one edition. Wow.
Good job, sir. You opened that one up yourself.
So, Weston,
Yeah, we got Weston.
what's your topic?
Do you know yet?
I've still been working on it, but
You still have a topic?
oh, I got enraptured in that one. What are you talking about?
That's a good
It's good.
discussion.
That's good topic right there. Let's see, what's something that? Looking for inspiration on your shelf. I don't want to talk about Pokemon. We talk
well-
about a lot of Pokemon.
While you
So
sit
I
there
can-
and think, I just want to say thank you to Kane and Sammy for the resubs, and then thank you to Chucko for the bits, and then Kane for the bits as well. We almost had a hype train. We missed the train sadly, but thank you guys for the.
I thought we did have
Well,
one.
you have to complete level 1 in order to be on the hype train. Otherwise, the train left the station without you. So
But it was there, so there was a hype
we
train.
were at the platform, but we never got on. So
We saw it go past.
we saw it
Someone
go
might have
past.
fallen
So
in front of it, but
that is true. So thank you guys for the resubs. It means a lot.
Yeah, thank you.
We appreciate you.
For sure.
you the boys and girls.
How
about
Weston
talks
about
We don't want to watch your derpy dragon.
No, we don't want to look at your derpy dragon.
Dragon Knight's awesome.
Let's see, not Pokemon. So, Digimon?
I don't know much. I don't know nothing.
I
About
haven't
I know,
watched
I'm just-
that in
any
a
of us like
long
Digimon?
time.
I was just thinking like not Pokemon. It's just
man.
like that's the first thing that came to my mind.
Well, we have computer parts. We have root beer.
Okay, just real quick. What are your thoughts on CES Aftermath?
Oh, so we're just gonna leave these two out of the conversation
That's fine.
now.
That happened last week.
Here, I'll give you your redemption here for this.
I don't
last few
complain
minutes.
about it like you in anime.
That's true.
I'll
You
make
could-
sure they listen.
I don't like leaving you guys out of conversations, so I feel bad.
Well,
But
this is just quick.
Um,
Let's just do a quick like. What was your favorite thing to come from CES?
well, I'm interested to see what they finally announced AM5 is going to be coming this fall. So a new socket.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that does worry me about that though is the first generation of Ryzen, which was on AM4, was not the best. So maybe the first generation on AM5 might also not be great, although the Ryzen architecture is there. Because, they went from the FX series to Ryzen, which was a huge shift. This is still Ryzen, but new socket, I'm interested to see what they do with that. And if they plan on using that for the next 5 years like they did with AM4, because I don't know. I don't think they announced that yet, like what their longevity plan is for AM5. I am really excited to see. I think it's called the 5800X3D. Did you?
Yeah, they're making
that-
the three-dimensional.
That looks
for that.
really, really interesting to me.
3D.
The Burger King cup is distracting.
Number 5.
How dare you.
Burger King foot lettuce. The last thing
But-
you want to find in your Burger King
No,
burger.
the 5800X3D, I am super excited for though, because I genuinely want to know what they're going to do with the Ryzen 7000, because the 6000 is going to be mobile. They've already said that. The 7000 series is going to
But
be desktop.
Yeah, but it's going to come in the second half of the year.
That's in the second half. Yeah, they're going to be releasing the 6000 series as mobile only within the first,
Sad day.
the first half of the year, and then the second half
And
of the year is going to be.
Isn't the 7000 series going to be 5 nanometer as well?
I believe so, if I remember.
That
And
actually
that's-
throws me off a little because they're not even in a competition for that at this point.
No, but I love that they're doing it.
You see, I'm fine with them doing it, but I'm confused as to why, profitability wise, they're doing this. They aren't being challenged for size. So I'm not sure why they're drawing. This is like you're playing a card game and you play your trump card when you're
winning.
winning.
Yeah, but here's the thing I like about it though, is this is going to do one of two things. One, it's either going to push them farther ahead, and it's going to force Intel to really scurry and get things going, because right now,
If you watch their CS show, you know that they're not scurrying
well,
whatsoever.
no, but I'm saying this is going to really force them to kind of pick up the pace a lot more, and it's going to provide more of a going to provide more of a competition, I guess, or somewhat of a competition. Yeah, Chad, so we're talking about CES, which is what's it stand for?
Computer.
They announced a bunch
showcase.
they announced
My
a
brain
bunch
isn't
of
there right now.
new computer stuff, which is really cool, and we're huge
It's
tech
one of
geeks
the
here.
premier new technology showcases for the world.
Us two right here are huge computer nerds, so we want to talk about this a little bit. So consumer electronics, thank you. That's it.
Was
so
that it? Yeah.
yeah, it's a consumer electronics show. That's it.
Yes, that's true because it's not just computers.
It's not. So, but AMD though announcing that is super cool, and I am incredibly excited about the 5000X 3D. Like I said, I think that's gonna be super cool. It's supposed to be. They say the first non-console APU to have real-time ray tracing on the chip, which is going to be, I think, if they can pull it off. And now, although, let's be fair, the real-time ray tracing on the PS4 and Xbox One is not great compared to full-fledged graphics cards. So I'm not saying it's going to be good, but the fact that they're doing it, and they have that technology there, I'm really excited to see what this is going to do. Because I mean, obviously, then it's going to have more power for, you can do more video rendering because you can use the integrated as well as the CPU, so you can go and hit it from both sides when you're rendering videos, which is going to be huge. No pun intended with this channel name. Then you're going to have a whole bunch of other stuff, like, with the fact that the GPU market is the way that it is right now. I mean, the fact that you can do something is going to be awesome.
I was going to say, actually, I think I like the way that AMD is actually going here in general.
Yeah, I do
Just
too.
because I look back at the current market, and do you have any idea how many students I have actually gotten to buy the 5700G just so that they could have that integrated graphics, have something to play games with?
That actually reminds me, I had a guy ask me, so my friend Malachi in Ohio, his girlfriend's brother is wanting to build a PC. And because of the prices of everything, I haven't looked at the market all that much. And this kind of blew my mind. The 5600G is actually cheaper than the 5600S by like $40 or $50. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, well then obviously we're going to get the 5600G instead of the X because it's, it's $50 cheaper, but it does more. It might not do it as fast. Like I think it's like 0.2 gigahertz slower or something, which is
negligible for most people.
You're not gonna notice when you're playing games like 0.1 megahertz, or whatever. Like it's 0.1 gigahertz. My bad. Yeah, I don't know. I that kind of blew my mind, and I was sitting here thinking because I want to get a server PC at some point. Like I have everything minus the drives and the CPU. Otherwise, I got everything I need for a server PC. So I was kind of thinking about getting one of those, but then they announced this 5800X 3D, and I'm like, okay, well, that'd be good for a Plex server. It'd be good, to run a Minecraft. So it could be a Plex server, a Minecraft server, and a NAS server, all just on one chip, which I was like, That's
insane.
That's pretty dang good. Like, I'm incredibly excited for that.
Keep punching my mic.
How dare you? How dare you, Daniel?
But no, that actually really intrigued me as well. That entire line of CPUs that they're coming out with.
It's super cool. I'm like I said, I'm really excited though for the AM5 socket. We've been on AM4 since 2017, I believe, or 18.
Somewhere in that range.
Was when the first gen Ryzen came out.
I'm gonna say, don't be as afraid of this one, just due to the history they've had. They actually improved.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sure they're going to have fixed all those issues, and they're going to have tested it more thoroughly.
Yeah, well, and also the thing is that, when you're going from the FX lineup to Ryzen, that's a lot bigger shift than Ryzen 5000 to 7000.
Yeah.
So I'm not as worried about it. The one thing that I'm looking forward to, though, for sure, is that, because then it's going to introduce the DDR5, so we're going to have faster memory.
I'm looking forward to that.
And I'm sitting here thinking, okay, well, this fall when that stuff comes out,
Dance Revolution.
I am one Dance Dance Revolution 5 memory. There you go. I am 100% when that comes out. I think going to be upgrading my my gaming computer to one of those. I mean, that comes out this fall. I'll spend a few $100 at that point to upgrade to whatever. I'm not gonna get like the 7900XE or the 7950X or whatever. Like the what is that? That's 16 core 32 thread. I think is what the 5950X is 16, and 32.
Yeah, it's
Because
going to be insane.
I think that's what it is. But I am for sure going to upgrade to that because that's just going to be awesome. But I'm looking forward to it. I was a little disappointed though in like Nvidia's showcase.
Nvidia
that was basically just depression on a stage. Is what like they were defeated. They were like, nah, like we don't really have much. I'm sorry. But then AMD comes out, just all hands on deck. They're like, you know what? We got GPUs, we got CPUs. We're doing this. Here's our game plan for this, and they had everything lined out. But then you had Intel and Nvidia, and I'm like, what are you guys doing?
Okay, so Nvidia was sad. Now, Intel, that was just pathetic.
They both were pathetic.
I agree, but if you look at the quality of Intel's live stream and all that, everything about it was just inferior to all the others.
Yeah, it was bad.
And for Big Blue, that's pretty bad.
They are falling apart, and honestly, I hate it because I like competition in the market. I obviously the more competition, the better. I mean, let's say the AMD now is like, okay, well because like what you said, why did they do this if they're so far ahead? I don't want them to get complacent. I want them to keep pushing the bar. I want them to see what they can do. If Intel ends up just dropping off, like what it seems like they're doing, at least with this showcase, and they don't really have plans, at least not what they have announced, but I was incredibly disappointed. It was super sad with those two.
And I feel like they spent so much time just focused on autonomous cars.
Yeah, there was a lot of that.
There was a lot
of that, which we're still like I think 10 years from.
We're further than they tried to make it out.
I mean, you see all these issues like with Teslas, with their self-driving stuff, and like there's still a lot of problems. I mean, it's really nice when you're on the interstate, and there's not much traffic, and you can just have it stay in between the lines. Like that, I would trust that. That one I would trust. Keep me at 75 miles an hour, keep me in the lines, and I don't have to do much. That one I would be okay with. I would not trust it to drive me around town. I would not trust it. Be like, hey, just hop in my car. Hey, Tesla, take me to Walmart, and expect it to actually get me there safely. That's too many turns for me. There's too many variables, people coming out with stop signs and stuff like that. I don't trust that. I think we're still a good 10 years away from that. Like, we're a good decade away from full self-driving cars being common. But they spent a lot of time on it for something that was 10 years out.
Yeah, that was like over half of both their shows. And it was just ridiculous for something that they're just trying. I think they're trying to build more hype toward it and get more energy in that
they
direction.
definitely are, yeah.
But the problem is that even in what I saw in their showcases, it was not all that encouraging.
Hold on, so Chucko in the chat. Once autonomous cars are a big thing, it's only a matter of time before there's country songs about the guy's car leaving him.
It's not
right, to be honest.
I think that right there might be my favorite comment of the night. Like that was great. Like that's just funny, man.
That's actually really true.
My car left me the other day.
Honestly, there's probably country songs already like that about trucks.
My neighbor had a better outlet.
But no.
Fast charger was too fast. Disappointed it.
Moving on.
But no. So, I saw some things I liked, a lot of things I didn't like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think AMD definitely stole the show.
Oh, 100% they did.
Completely.
And then here's another thing I'm curious about with AMD was it the 6500, the graphics card? I think it was the 6500.
Yeah.
They say it's going to be $199. I think you and I both know the MSRP is going to be $199. But you're not going to be able to find one for less than $500.
No, not at all. So don't fall victim to that mislabel there. Maybe when everything finally calms down somewhat, even then
we're
I
looking
don't
next
even
year.
know.
That's 2023.
By that point, they're going to have a completely different line out anyway.
I mean, by the time that it, is actually going to be on the market and there's going to be things that are available and ready, like for you to buy. Without the scalpers and the shortage and all that, I think that we're waiting on 2023. It's not going to be this year.
At least, yeah.
Which is legit heartbreaking because I really, really, really want the new series of graphics cards to come out and be available and just be good to go. I'm not gonna get one, but I want it to happen. So when I am ready to upgrade, I don't have to sit here and think, no, let's see, if I go to Micro Center, am I gonna be paying $100 more than I should, or should I try to wait for a sale on Best Buy, or?
Well, as somebody who actually teaches students this stuff, I actually have to be able to advise them in how to purchase things. Like, you have no idea how many students I help build PCs.
Yeah, I've helped a few people in Twitch chats build PCs, and like I've hopped in Discord calls, and I'm like, it's depressing,
we
dude.
still need to work with this kid.
Well, he has a full PC.
I know.
I built him an entire computer. He just needs to get a graphics card for it.
That's what I'm saying.
He's borrowing my old one.
Sorry, I'm watching.
Is it not going well?
Bam! I just got a really long.
Oh, sorry. He's watching the national championship game because he's a Georgia fan.
Go
and
Dogs,
playing.
baby.
But no.
Yeah, we gotta, and that's the thing. Like when we were at Micro Center, we stopped at one because he had one just right down the road when he lived in Atlanta. So we went there and we were looking at graphics cards, and every single one of them that they had in stock were $100 to $150 over the MSRP, or just they weren't in stock at all. And this was back in April when we were looking for those, and then we looked again at the Micro Center in St. Louis in July when I helped you move back. We stopped there, and they had a few cards in stock, but they were,
those were even more overpriced.
Those were like, instead of $100 to $150, they were like $250 to $300 over MSRP, which I was like, that's just in a span of a few months from April to July.
Yeah.
Like, it's bad that a brick and mortar store is then charging that much, and that's even with a limit. Like because Logan bought our friend a GPU and shipped it to him because he had one in stock at his store in Atlanta. Now, if they had one in stock, because it was one per customer like every 3 months or whatever, right?
Yeah, something like
so
that.
if they had one in stock, I would have had to buy it for Logan because they had his ID or his name on file as buying a GPU within the last 3 months.
Yep.
So like they're not even letting people buy these things, but yet they're still out of stock. Like, you can't buy more than one every 3 months.
I think it's a conspiracy theory.
It might be. They're conspiring against Logan.
Yep.
I do also think Micro Center doesn't do a great job.
Oh, I'm not a fan of the micro. At least the 3 micro centers I've been in, which were Minneapolis, St. Louis, and Atlanta, not a huge fan. It's a nice store, but they're out of stock and expensive on a lot of things. There's a lot of cool.
I will say this: I did speak to Dustin the other day, and he actually got an MSRP 3080 from a Micro Center up in the Twin Cities.
Really? Well, that's a good sign for you because that's where we're going here. Whenever you're ready to go.
Yeah.
So he said that just on yesterday, so Sunday.
Would you want to go with us when we take? Probably like a Saturday.
I'd want to check with him and figure out like the exact details of how he got that.
Yeah.
Because he said that he had to then rush up there to actually pick it up.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying like when we go for him, like would you want to go up to the cities with us and go to Micro Center and go get some good food?
Depends the day we go, but
it'd be on a Saturday, so you'd be off.
What? That's weird though.
Because he works during the day too.
MSRP, because like all the Micro Centers we've been to, they're always up.
No, trust me, that threw me off as well. But he told me yesterday while we were watching Lord of the Rings.
Huh.
I mean, that's good then. I mean, if the market's starting to kind of balance itself out a little bit, I'm okay with that. One thing I am worried about, though, is the fact that when we go to Micro Center to get you a GPU, whenever that is, I don't know when yet. Like I said, it'd be on a Saturday when we go. So if you want to go with, you're more than welcome to either one of you. I know you're not a huge computer guy, so it might not be as fun for you, but
we'll see.
Still get to hang out with us.
Working,
but
we can look into it. Keep me informed.
Oh, for sure. It would probably be like in February, I think, at some point. So
yeah.
Because I'm gonna be going up to Minneapolis to go pick Lily up from the airport and then take her back. But I'm not gonna stop at Micro Center, obviously, to check GPUs for that. But we, when we go up together, then we'll take you with if you want. That'd be really fun. 3 of us at Micro Center. Me and you can harass the employees and be like, "Why are you charging this much? Like, this is stupid."
And ask if they actually understand what it is they're even trying to sell.
Dude,
us.
that bugged me.
Sir, hey, sir, can I help you? I know more than you.
Yeah, it's like Ron Swanson. Any project you're working on, I know more than you. All right. I actually felt like that in the Micro Centers, and I realized how scummy Micro Center was. And when their employees that are there to help you work on commission, so they're not out to get you the best deal, they're out to sell you the highest price thing. And I was like, that's not okay to me. One thing I am looking forward to, though, is going there again and just seeing what they have. Because, like I said, I haven't been in one since July. So I'm hoping that there's a shift. I'm hoping that there might be a few things in stock. Like, it's not, with the crypto market right now crashing as hard as it is, because it does this time of year every year. I think the price of a Bitcoin went from $69,000 to it's like $42,000 right now. Like, it's dropped $27,000 per coin.
It can just go
At
away.
this point.
I'd be fine with that.
So I think with that going down and that crashing as hard as it is, not as many miners are looking to buy. The fact that we are this far into the shortage now and they're starting to kind of pick things back up, I think everything together might be a perfect storm to maybe having something in stock. But yeah, going back to what we were saying before, there's no way you're getting that AMD card for $199 though. And
Not
even
at this point.
even if they do, he's gonna get it because it's gonna outperform the 970 that he has in that computer right now. So, like, and I think he likes that quite a bit though too.
I mean, I've not had issues with it yet.
Yeah, which now just wait until you get to play, like because you got a high end monitor, didn't you?
Yeah, it's pretty. I think it's.
It's
I think
1080p, but I think it's 144 hertz.
I think it's
so like
144. Yeah.
the 970 is not pushing 144 hertz and 1080p on any modern game. So just wait until he gets a good GPU that can really just push that thing, and he's playing in that like my buddy out in Michigan. I've been telling him for years, like, get on PC, like he's been an Xbox guy his whole life, right? And he's like, no, like Xbox is simple. I like it. I don't need a PC. I got him to get a laptop. If I convince him, like, get yourself a gaming laptop so you can take it to work. I go, if you just want simplicity, you can just hook a controller up with Bluetooth, plug it into your TV. I go, it's the same thing as your Xbox at that point. I go, plus you can take it to work, and it's just, it's great for you. So he got a nice laptop, an MSI laptop with a 144 hertz display on there, and he's like, oh my God, this is incredible. He goes, I will never play console games again. He's like, this is so much better. And then he got a 240 hertz monitor, which, obviously with a laptop, it can't drive most games of that, but it can push him up to 200 and 1080p for some of the lighter ones. And he's like, he goes, I've been missing out for so many years. He goes, I'm so mad that you didn't convince me to do this sooner. I'm like, I've been trying for years, dude. Like, this is what I've been saying. It's so nice. But yeah, going back to the CES thing, though.
Coming from the guy who plays Minecraft.
Coming from the guy who plays Minecraft.
Okay, I can still enjoy FPS, okay?
Sure, I guess. That's not what makes a game, though.
Okay, Sea of Thieves is great in 144, okay? I'm sorry.
If it was a great game, it'd be
I will
great
say this.
way worse, too.
Sea of Thieves is a great game.
Here in the meantime, while those prices are skewered, I am glad to see more APUs coming out.
I am too, yeah.
I think that that's going to be part of what helps pull us through this time.
Yes.
Because those, like, even that Ryzen 5700G, that's just a lot of punch to it. That's actually what I put in Joel's PC in his office. And he doesn't have a GPU right now, and it still runs everything just fine.
Well,
he could do some light gaming without any issue.
Enjoy
with my
enjoy.
parents' computer that I got them for Christmas a few years ago. Because, I mean, realistically, though, my parents, they don't game. They just use it for web browsing and light tasks or whatever. But they, if I remember, there's a 3200G in there, which is not anything too advanced. But my sister does play Minecraft on it and a few other games on it, and it runs it pretty well. Like, I was surprised for how low end that 3200G was. I mean, I know the APUs they're good. I mean, they're not great. They're good. Like, I'm not saying go out and buy one of those and you'll never need a GPU.
No, you will
But
only if you want to do real
what I'm
gaming.
saying though is that they're good enough to get you by. So that 5800 X3D though, I want one of those, and it's not even out yet. And I'm sitting here just like, that might be the CPU that I put into the server when I finally get one, because I at some point am gonna need a server PC. Like I don't know. I don't want to have a Minecraft server running on the same computer that I used to stream with, because that it takes away resources, and it's like I want to own my own dedicated server for Plex, NAS, and game servers. Like that's what I want.
Dedicated RAM.
How much dedicated RAM do you need to serve? So that's the. I don't know if there's anything else you want to add to CES, but
No, I kind of hit on my big things, but I really want to touch on those, like the CPU and the new stuff coming out from AMD, just because of how I was blown away by the fact they actually did just forge ahead with that,
Yeah, they did a really good job. I think I am super excited to see what AMD does, because, like I said, I think killed it. The only thing that I'm still waiting on with AMD is for them to have their own version of an NVENC encoder where it's like its own chip on the card specifically for encoding, because that's the only thing keeping me from going AMD for my my rigs, is the fact that like for the streaming computer I use the NVENC encoder, so I want the equivalent of that. That's the only thing keeping me from doing that. But anyways, that I don't think there's anything else that you need to add.
We've gone a long
we
ways
have
over
yeah
time, so
we went off on a tangent, so which
well,
I mean
we do
I'm
that quite a bit.
we
Yeah, we do.
but so we're good then. We can close out.
I'd say let's do it.
All right, guys. So this has been episode 31 of Uncalled For, where every single Monday night we get together, we talk about 4 random topics here on twitch.tv/Huge Media Studios.
Sometimes they're so random we decide them on the spot.
That's true. That's very true. And we also upload those segments 4 days a week on YouTube, Monday through Thursday, with the full show going up on Friday of the following week. If you are subscribed to this channel and you miss the podcast, you are able to go back and watch the VOD whenever you want. Otherwise, you will have to wait until it's up on YouTube the following week. But anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. It's been a blast. Have yourself a wonderful week. Enjoy whatever you have going on, and we'll see you next time.
Go Dogs.
Take care.
Peace out.
See ya.